Alright, so we're doing exercise 9F, which is all about conditional probability. And we're now doing question 9, which reads, the following data was derived from accident reports on a highway noted for its above average accident rate. Use the table to estimate. And then here, as you can see, we have all the accidents. So we have the total amount of accidents being 568. And then we have it broken down in terms of the cause. So speed, 130 was because of speed, 246 because of alcohol, so on. And we also have it broken down in terms of fatal or non-fatal. So 137 was fatal and 431 was non-fatal. Okay, so let's now come to 9A, which is asking us to find the probability that speed is the cause of the accident. So I'm going to grab my pen. I'm going to say, all right, the probability that speed is the cause of the accident is going to be out of 568 because that's the total amount of accidents that I have. Whoops, 568, and it's going to be, so speed, 130. So 130 out of 568 is going to be the probability that speed is the cause of the accident. And I'm going to simplify that into 65 and 284. Next, 9B, we're being asked to find the probability that the accident is fatal. So now we're asked to find the probability that the accident is fatal. So let me say that's F. Once again, it's going to be out of 568, the total amount of accidents that were recorded. And this time it's going to be 137. 137 out of those 568 were fatal, and that can't be simplified. So we're going to leave that as is. Now we come to 9C, which is a little bit different because, let's give it a read, the probability that the accident is fatal given, that's the important word there, given that speed is the cause. So we're now going to say, well, this is asking me to find the probability that it's fatal given speed is the cause. So when we're asking what's my denominator going to be, well, it's no longer going to be out of the total amount of car accidents. Rather, it's going to be given that speed is the cause. So what I'm going to do is come over here. It's going to say, all right, I already know that speed is the cause. So that means I'm dealing with 130 cases. And now I need to figure out how many of those were fatal. Well, that's going to be 42. So it's going to be 42 out of 130, which is going to be equal to 21 over 65. Now, we could use our strict definition or our formula for finding conditional probability, which would be to find the probability of F intersection of S divided by the probability of S, which equals, well, the probability of F intersection of S is going to be 42 divided by my total amount of accidents. So it's going to be 42 divided by 568. And then we're going to divide that by, but I'm just going to do it like this, divide that by my probability that speed is the cause, which is going to be 130 over 568, 130 over 568. And then from here, hopefully you all remember stay, change, flip. I'm going to stay, change, and then flip this one. 130. Then that will cancel with that. And what I'll be left with will be 42 over 130, which can be simplified down into 21 over 65. So both of those methods gave me the same result, 21 out of 65, as my probability that the car accident is fatal given that speed is the cause. Perfect. Let's now come down to my last question, which is asking me to find the probability that the accident is fatal given that alcohol is the cause. So once again, I'm going to come up and look at my table and say, all right, I have the probability that it is fatal given that alcohol is the cause. So I know alcohol is the cause. So that means I'm going to be dealing with this number, 246. Alcohol is the cause. Now, the amount that were fatal is 61. So it's going to be 61 over 246, which can't be simplified. So I'm just going to leave it like that. So that will be my answer, 61 over 246. Hopefully this video was helpful to you, and I'll see you in the next question.